your sacred energy. Something that's been coming up a lot, I think that there's been a lot of activations, Kundalini activations, and just that sacral energy. There's this need to kind of reconnect to, I've heard the innocence of it and the power of it, which is what allows you to embody the divinity of it. I'm hearing a flame that has never gone out, which is really interesting because the sacral chakra is connected to the element of water, and water is that flow state, right? The sacral chakra is very much connected to the feminine energy, so sexual energy in itself is actually connected to the feminine very much, okay? The root chakra, however, which is where the activation of these this powerful energy begins with, and you should always start with your root chakra when you're healing through these energies, is actually connected to the masculine energy, okay? There's this need to, I feel like there's some healing happening right now. There's a pause. You know, when you're on the divine journey, you're often called to celibacy. It's just what feels right, what calls you, what draws you in, right? And this is whether you've met your person or not. And there's this need to kind of, it feels like there's been a purging that's been happening. And don't forget, the sacral chakra is connected to this is your creative life force energy, right? This is the energy that you form relationships with. It's the energy that you create abundance with. There's a power in it that I think is misunderstood, in that kind of the sexual energy that you're portrayed as by society is often all about lust. Yeah, it's all about getting that instant gratification, that pleasure. Whereas the healing power that this energy holds, especially when you align your energy centers to such a space that you come together with somebody else and you're both aligned together, the power that you both have, the magnetism you have with each other, and the energy that you can create. This is something I feel like someone's understanding more of right now. You know, when you think about the Kundalini, you think about the energy of the serpent, the snake, right? And it all begins at the root activation. So think about the tree of knowledge or the tree of life, and the snakes going up that's your chakra system, that's your energy system, and this is the energy that's swirling around that, right? And you have to really know what you're doing before these activations take place, right? And sometimes they're quite spontaneous activations. This is also this is where it's really important to understand why your health is so important, because it can really impact your health, right? This energy, when it's out of balance, or when it's being misused or misdirected, it can lead to kind of a really low, darker energy. Like there's grief, there's loss, there's addictions, there's just like a lack of the will of this life force, right? That it really brings that kind of lust for life, but that reduces. And I think that this is something that is being really clear through. If you're female embodied, there's a lot of womb cleansing that you need to go through constantly. If you're male embodied, you need to remember that is your life, when you release, if you know what I mean, that is your life, like literally your life force energy, right? It's between kind of just circulating that energy through you versus just releasing constantly and letting it pour out of you and causing disharmony within you and also within your connections. Again, you know, some people can have these are really heavy cards coming out, and this is what I'm saying, there's been this really dark energy, and with the Three of Cups here, there's been an absolute misuse of this energy. And that has led to somebody being in a really dark cycle, really dark space. And that's what can happen, because this is, like I say, it's that vibrant energy, but when it's misused and mishandled, it turns into that darker energy, right? So remember, think of it like this. You're somebody who's been cleansing through that energy. You've been clearing through, you've been working daily on your chakra cleansing, especially with specifically this energy, right? And you come into contact with somebody who doesn't understand that, or just allows themselves to mix with all the different energies, you know, connecting. They're constantly creating these cords, these attachments with all these energies. Now imagine you having with that person, there's going to be this kind of merging, this almost like you're filtering into each other, right? So your energy is here because you've been kind of cleansing and clearing, really working on that to clear through, whereas their energy is heavy down by everything they've been carrying, not just their own but others, that hasn't been cleansed or cleared through or understood. There's going to be a massive kind of drop in what you're carrying in your energy system, right? Hope this makes sense. So the power and the magic of this is it's destroyed, I've heard, right? The Three of Swords. You've got Four of Swords, Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords. I think someone's going through a really heavy realization period here where they're understanding the heavy loss of it's like their inner union is coming in, but with this comes a realization of where it's been so out of balance, especially this specific energy that wants to come through. Yeah, so we've got the Eight of Wands and the King of Pentacles here, and I do feel like this is somebody who's been very, I've heard lust-driven, but I feel like that's been in not just necessarily, but that energy itself, you know, like I said before, there's been addictions, there's been kind of this impulsive kind of fiery like energy. Don't forget, fire is masculine, water is feminine, and now the understanding that there's the beauty of kind of allowing like the water and the fire to work together. Yeah, there's this ending. Okay, the Devil at the bottom of the deck. There's definitely, this has been coming through a lot, that Devil card as well recently, so this is definitely the message that needs to come through. With the Hermit here, someone's really understanding the cycles that need to end, and with this Hanged Man, they're understanding this is like a huge crossroads. It's like they've been here before, but this time they're understanding it differently. Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, they're literally being the creator of their own heartbreak. But they're understanding that now to the point where they're able to take accountability. With these realizations comes a lot of grieving. I think someone's, it's like they feel like they've been used, which is the irony, because it's almost like what's coming through here is that that's the behavior they've exhibited themselves with others. And with this King of Wands, feeling like they're really learning how to direct this energy in such a more beautiful way. They're way more grounded. With this star energy here, there's been really a lot of healing. Someone's really kind of doubling down on themselves now. They're understanding the need to really honor and recognize the power of this energy and to operate in integrity is what I'm hearing. Yeah, King of Swords and the Four of Cups. I feel like they might have certain kinks, but kinks that were kind of misused, kind of ended up being, and basically they carry a lot of shame, okay, for whatever behaviours they've done behind the scenes where no one can see who they are and what they are, right? They're coming out of this period though. They're finding the light at the end, if you will. We've got the Six of Swords, the Sun, and the Four of Pentacles, and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. They're getting to a stage where they're way more grounded and stable within themselves, that they understand this energy more. They're able to, there's such a clearing going on right now. They're really able to bring this like stepped up version of themselves forward. So they're gaining control again and they're bringing themselves back into center. Truly, when this energy is out of balance, it can really put you into a dark space, and I think this is exactly what someone's been going through. Their transformation, they've had to do it in private, understandably. They've had to really take time out. They might have even got support with this, you know, professional support, that kind of thing. But they've really been thinking about this. See, with that deception card, that tells me they've kind of hidden behind the scenes with these addictions and whatever. Or even just like, I feel like I say, there's been a lot of shame, right? But they're clearing through that solar plexus is what I'm hearing as well. The solar plexus, where they've got that beautiful self-worth as well in that solar plexus, okay? You're being guided to keep an open mind, because very soon there's a soul connection coming in for you, and that's what this is. And it's saying keep an open mind because I feel like this is someone who's gone through so much clearing that they're not who you might envision them to be. And just as I've said that, we've got release your ex, okay? So there's definitely some clearing here that's taking place, but you also need to clear through the past versions of who and what you have known. Again, this is a very passionate energy, right? It's safe for you to love. That's so important, because I feel like there's been so much pain that has been, I'm hearing like suffocation. That's why it's all been stored in this lower chakra and just stuck there. And it's finally time to free this energy and liberate it and recognize the divinity in it and allow yourself to flow through this, right? Especially together, give your relationship a chance. I think that past life relationship, I think that when you come together, you're going to really be able to align yourselves. Healing family issues. Again, this does go back to something to do with when they were younger. Again, I'm hearing money. I'm hearing different things with that, actually. It could be something to do with the abundance, but also kind of just kind of abuse that they might have gone through, all right? There's a separation here between you and this person, but you're being guided to trust right now, really and truly. This is a really deep healing cycle that they are going through. So whatever you're going through when it comes to kind of, you know, that energy for you, the sacral energy, that sexual energy, I think that you're doing really beautifully, because it's clearly impacting them on an energetic level. A new start is coming, truly. And as a result of the beautiful healing that you've both been doing, you're honouring yourselves in a new way. You're understanding that the energetics of this energy, who and what is worthy of receiving this, and in what capacity you're allowing yourself to flow through this as well. Okay, don't let pride get in your way. Really important. That's coming that with the King of Wands and the don't let pride get in your way. There's a lot of kind of you know, like the Leo energy, that kind of like just those energies, the qualities of that sign. You are good enough, Virgo. The answers you need are coming, Gemini. Again, it's that worthiness, you know, and that's kind of the solar plexus chakra, where this is moving up to now, because there's beautifully this healing that's taking place. What do you need to release? Look at the bigger picture. There might still be something for you that a win-win outcome is forecast, right? A personal issue reached resolution. You might be holding on to something. A new romantic cycle begins. You might be holding on to something of the past, whatever happened here, this pain, this betrayal, this hurt, understandably. But it's not healthy. This cycle needs to be released. And if you're on that divine journey, you know that you need to release this cycle together, right? You need to do your own work and then come together to understand that why you were both here for, to make these kind of cycles apparent to each other about where this energy was or wasn't being used in your divine alignment, which is where you are reaching beautifully. So remember, the throat chakra and sacral chakra are very connected, right? Clearing through that expression, allowing yourself to free your creativity as well as yourself, your voice, your authenticity, which is really important in however ways you express that are healthy, that are conducive to this beautiful energy of putting love into the world, right? Harm to none. Remember that one. Let me know if this was for you. Sending so much love.